This is Newswatch.
Athens County Prosecutor Keller Blackburn says an investigation by his office did not uncover evidence for charges in an alleged sexual assault at Hocking College. Good evening, I'm Caitlin Marshall. Thanks for joining us. Blackburn says the case is officially closed. His office made the announcement in a release yesterday. We talked to Blackburn today about the case. He says there was no evidence to support the allegations made in the initial report.
Victims nor the suspects consumed any alcohol. The victim was not passed out. The victim did not leave the room at 4:30 in the morning, did not wake up with people being unclothed. So none of that is true.
In the initial report in August, a Hocking College student said she had been sexually assaulted and that 5 males were involved. Blackburn says the alleged victim, individuals named by the alleged victim and the college were all cooperative during the investigation. Blackburn met with the victim himself to notify her no charges would be filed in the case.
I met with the victim and told her our results, and following that meeting, I'm confident that we reached the correct conclusion, and there is no evidence to support a sexual assault occurred.
We also went to the Hocking College campus to hear from students. One student said safety needs to be the university's first priority in light of the alleged incident.
I mean, it probably means that the staff should watch the students a little bit or a lot better, but the student-wise, the students should get a little bit of maturity, for sure.
Nicolette Diogardi, the college's legal counsel, referred all comments to President Betty Young when asked if a Title IX investigation was still ongoing. Diogardi said she could not make any comments on behalf of the college. Doctors say a 9-year-old Pomeroy boy who collapsed at a football practice Monday died of a heart defect. Doctors say a 9-year-old Pomeroy boy who collapsed at a youth football practice Monday did die of a heart defect. Wyatt Barber suffered from an abnormal left coronary artery in his heart. Barber's coach found him unconscious and not breathing after players took a break from running. They performed CPR until medics arrived, but he died later that night at the hospital. Barber had no other injuries, but his final autopsy won't be available for another 4 to 6 weeks. There is a GoFundMe account for those who want to donate to Wyatt Barber's funeral expenses, and the Zone store is offering helmet stickers for teams who plan to honor the Big Bend Youth Football League player.
Well, we saw another mild day. We've had a stretch of a few days this week where temperatures were way above average for this time of year, especially for being the first week of November. Today in Athens, we reached 77 degrees, so a very warm day out there. I actually saw people in shorts and t-shirts, which is funny to see this time of the year because we're thinking cooler temperatures for November, but that was not the case this week. Temperatures across the region right now, though, we're still in the lower 70s for most of the region. 70 in Athens, 73 in New Lexington as well as Newark, and 74 up in Columbus. As you take a look at your overnight hours, if you have outdoor activities tonight, again, another mild evening for us. Temperatures only will be dipping down into the upper 60s, so we won't be seeing much temperature variation for this evening by 8 p.m. at 71 and then dropping into the upper 60s by midnight hour into the early morning. So again, we'll see partly cloudy skies. Clouds will increase as we get into the overnight hours. After midnight, clouds will continue to increase, and then we'll see a slight chance for showers in the early part of the morning. There's a cold front working its way toward our region, which will bring us a chance of rain tomorrow, and then we could see a potential for gusty winds tomorrow. We are in the risk for marginal risk for severe weather tomorrow, but by no means will that be widespread. Just a few gusty winds tomorrow and some rain, but we'll take a little closer look at that in my extended forecast coming up in the newscast.
Here in Athens, there's a new business on the block, literally. WOUB's Andrew Homan explains how this new coffee option rolled into position.
Jay Stevens has the block to himself at 7:12 in the morning. The Hetty Beans coffee truck first parked on East Union Street on November 2nd. With a local blend and kind staff, they hope to stick around campus for a long time. The college community is different from the music festival circuit the Hetty Beans truck worked for the last 2 years.
Everybody's very on task here. So that's a little bit of an adjustment, but everybody's very kind, very sweet. This is a very nice place to be.
To help attract new customers, Stevens hands out $off coupons.
Well, we're terrible artists.
And he offers free coffee to anyone that draws their special board for that day. As you can see, the sides of the Hetty Beans coffee truck are pretty bare, and so the owner is offering up a semester of coffee to whatever artist wants to put an oil painting on the exterior or interior of the cart. In just a few days, people are already getting hooked.
Tastes like a strong Americano, man, just like the way I like it.
Stevens' favorite thing about coming to Athens is meeting and interacting with students.
Best way to describe it is we get high off of serving people. That's really the best way to put it.
For WOUB News, I'm Andrew Homan.
As it turns out, both Stevens and the owner of Hetty Beans Coffee are both from Athens. A federal judge is allowing the records of a terror plot suspect to remain sealed. Attorneys for 21-year-old Christopher Cornell have asked U.S. District Judge Sandra Beckwith for a hearing. It will determine if the man accused of plotting to attack the U.S. Capitol is competent to stand trial. His attorneys claim there's a reasonable cause to believe he suffers from a mental disease. The FBI arrested Cornell on January 14th, charges alleging that he planned to attack the Capitol with pipe bombs and to shoot government officials. No trial has been set. West Virginia's report card for preventing premature deaths got a D. The March of Dimes premature birth report card compares the state's preterm birth rate with the March of Dimes goal of 8.1% by 2020. In 2014, West Virginia's rate was 10.8%. That's up from 10.5% the previous year. The group says that 3 West Virginia counties' 2013 preterm birth rates were worse than the statewide rate. West Virginia was ranked 35th on the disparity index that measures the gaps between racial and ethnic groups. Presidential hopeful John Kasich is back on the campaign trail this week as he tries to gain some traction in the race for the White House. His next stop is New Hampshire at the end of this week. Kasich is returning to New Hampshire, then traveling to Mississippi. Kasich still is struggling to break out of a crowded Republican presidential field. The primary is still set for February 9th. Ohio prison inmates are combining their love of art with saving the environment. Their work was displayed today at the Ohio Arts Council's Rife Gallery in Columbus. The exhibit, titled Inside Looking Out, Creative Works by Ohio Prison Inmates, shows traditional artwork along with art made from recycled materials. The art program is a part of a rehabilitation project. Coming up on Newswatch, a 5-year-old Ohio boy has been found 15 years later. And ISIS could be behind a Russian aircraft's crash. These stories and more when Newswatch returns.
I decided to do a planned gift because I want to ensure that PBS will be around for my grandchildren and hopefully great-grandchildren. I would hope that others, when doing their estate planning, would include their PBS station. My PBS station is part of my community. That's something I really value.
Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home. My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything.
Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like we're having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
chatter inside ISIS paired with an audio message from the terror network's branch in the Sinai Peninsula have U.S. and U.K. authorities suggesting it's very possible that the group is responsible for the Metrojet crash that killed 224 people. But Russian and Egyptian officials say there's no evidence. Mary Maloney reports.
British Prime Minister David Cameron says it is, quote, more likely than not that a bomb brought down that Metrojet flight, killing all 224 people on board. But Russian and Egyptian officials warn against rushing to judgment. That's not surprising, according to U.S. intelligence officials.
Clearly, the Russians don't want to give in to the fact yet that there may have been a bomb planted on an airplane, and that they're going to hold on to that as long as they possibly can until they get a level of certainty. And same with Egypt. They don't want people to stop flying into places like Sharm el-Sheikh.
U.S. officials say the crash could be the work of ISIS, pointing to so-called chatter detected from ISIS members in the Sinai Peninsula after the crash, and an intelligence report that the terror group may have had an insider working at the Sharm el-Sheikh airport, able to help them get an explosive device on board the plane. An official tells CNN the Sharm el-Sheikh airport is known for having lax security, something the White House is examining.
The Obama administration is reviewing a number of different steps that we can take to enhance security for commercial flights bound for the United States.
But Press Secretary Josh Earnest stopped short of saying what those steps might be. Several European nations have stopped flights in and out of the popular vacation spot. Britain is sending empty commercial jets to bring tourists home, a process the government admits will take some time. I'm Mary Maloney, reporting.
Metrojet has grounded its entire fleet of Airbus A321 planes while additional safety checks are conducted. Americans are buying more cars than ever. U.S. auto sales in October were up 14% from the same time last year. And General Motors says it expects the industry to surpass a sales record this year. More than 17 million cars and trucks were sold in the U.S. back in 2000. Experts credit the auto sales spike to low unemployment, cheap gas.
Julian Hernandez, missing in Alabama for 13 years, found alive and living inside this home on West 17th in Tremont. His father, Bobby, is in custody, facing numerous charges, including kidnapping. Neighbors knew Bobby as John, the nice guy next door.
I'd see him, I'd come home there, and sit on the porch and talk.
The neighbor, a father himself, did not want to be identified on camera or by name, but he talked to us about the family and about Julian, who he knew as Jay.
Normal kid. Went to karate, went to school. Just a normal kid.
The neighbor tells us Bobby Hernandez helped him build his fence and seemed to be a good dad who just wanted his son to go to college. The boy's mother, Bobby told him, had no contact with them and didn't want to be a mom anymore.
But if it turns out that's not the case and she's been looking for her son for 13 years drastically, it's just either way you look at it.
Investigators in Alabama say Julian's mother has been notified. They say she is excited about the news.
She was glad to finally get, I guess, closure to know that he is alive. Because after 13 years of not knowing, 25 years of doing this, I've never seen anything like this.
In Tremont, Nicole Versansky, Cleveland 19.
The boy's father is currently in Cuyahoga County, and he is currently under arrest. And the housing market is up this year. Home sellers saw an average gain of almost $41,000 in the third quarter. That's up 17%, the highest price gain since 2007. The same period saw an increase in first-time home buyers. But a word of caution, home price appreciation is starting to slow down, and higher mortgage rates are expected sooner rather than later. On Wall Street today, stocks closed lower as investors were hesitant to make any large bets before the release of the government's job report. Let's take a look at today's stocks. Sticking gum anywhere else but the trash can is usually looked down on. We've got a video of a wall filled with the sticky substance. That story's still ahead.
Hopefully you've gotten to enjoy those warmer temperatures this week, but changes are coming for your weekend. I'll let you know what kind of precipitation we'll see tomorrow and how cool it will be for your Saturday and Sunday, plus your extended forecast. All next on Newswatch.
I support one student in college with a scholarship. Just the way I want to pass on a legacy of education. I would like to pass PBS on to the next generation. I like to think that PBS is concerned with our soul. If your soul is in the right place, you're in giving back.
Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere. Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home. My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything.
Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
Here's something for you to chew on. The iconic gum wall in Seattle's Pike Place Market is getting cleaned off next week. It's estimated there's more than 1 million wads of gum on that wall. The dirty job begins next week, but officials say, worry not, you can start sticking your wads again once it's clean.
Welcome to Newswatch Weather Center. I'm Ann Campolongo. So we had a stretch of warm weather this week, above average temperatures for really the majority of the week, but things will start changing this weekend. If we take a look at the almanac, our high today was 76, so well above average for this time of year, and we've been above average for most of the week this week. Temperatures across the region, though, most of us still in the lower 70s, 70 in Chillicothe, 73 up in New Lexington, and 70 in Ripley. For right now in Athens, though, again at 70 degrees, we do have south winds at 4 miles per hour. So again, the southerly winds will continue through to the rest of the evening tonight into tomorrow, helping to pump in that moisture to the region. So we have been seeing those mild temperatures, and we'll again see another day of mild temperatures tomorrow. But the exception with that is that we will see some rain tomorrow early afternoon into the afternoon hours. Precipitcast again showing us we do have a low pressure system situated off to the Midwest that will slowly push its way towards our region in the overnight hours tonight. So as that cold front pushes our way, we'll begin to see an increased chance for rain in the overnight hours tonight, and then for the most part for tomorrow afternoon, that's when we'll see the best chance of rain. So precipitcast for tomorrow, again, you can see that cold front pushing through southeastern Ohio, bringing with it chances for scattered rain showers tomorrow. Even some heavier rain might be embedded with that, even a possible thunderstorm. But our biggest potential for tomorrow will be some gusty winds associated with that cold front moving through. But then for Saturday, that cold front again slides off to the east, and then we'll be clearing out for your Saturday. Things will be more fall-like, and temperatures will cool down as that cold front passes through. But we have been placed in a marginal risk for severe weather by the SPC. So the best thing that we could see tomorrow would be some gusty winds. But other than that, we will just see some moderate rain showers and a possible thunderstorm. But for tonight across the region, temperatures not getting very low tonight. 67 the low in Athens as well as New Lexington. A little bit cooler up to our north, 63 in Newark as well as Columbus. So temperatures still mild for tonight. They'll stay mild for tomorrow. And then if you take a look at our day by day for tomorrow, Again, rain showers tomorrow. The best chance will be in the early to late afternoon hours. So if you're headed out in the morning, you have a slight chance for rain. We'll start off at 67 degrees, so another mild morning for you by 11 a.m., 71, and then topping out into the mid-70s tomorrow. But again, the better chance of rain comes tomorrow around 11 or 12 in the afternoon. Tomorrow highs, though, again, mild across the region, again, 73 in Marietta, 72 in New Martinsville, and 74 your high here in Athens. So for tonight, again, 67 will be our low. Rain, the best chance of rain will come into the early part of Friday morning. So after 4 a.m., we could see a chance for a sprinkle. We'll see mostly cloudy skies tonight. Again, another mild evening, so if you have your windows open, you can keep those open again for another day. 67 your low tonight. And as you head out to the bus stop tomorrow, 66. Again, mild and cloudy, a chance for a shower, but bring the rain jacket with you to school as we might see some showers as you come home from school tomorrow afternoon. 70 for the high in Athens, and then taking a look at your 7-day, things cool down for the weekend. Temperatures more like back to normal for your Saturday and Sunday as we see temperatures in the mid-50s and lows in the 30s. Nathan, over to you.
Bowling Green last night as more injuries continue to pile up for the Bobcats. Ohio volleyball returns to the Convo tonight with a chance to regain their confidence against Kent State. All of this and more next on Newswatch. And if you want to come inside and take a break from the gorgeous weather, then here's a look at what's coming up on your public television station.
My granddaughter is named June Elizabeth, but I call her Junebug. My hope is to teach her about kindness and about the love of animals and nature. I want Junebug to have the same opportunities I had by watching PBS. My husband and I feel so strongly about our PBS station that we've included them in our estate plan. PBS is part of our values, and we want to pass it on to the next generation.
Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home. My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything.
Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like we're having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
Just 3 weeks ago, Ohio football was on the brink of becoming bowl eligible at 5-1. 3 lopsided losses later, the Cats find themselves at 5-4, desperately searching for a way to turn around their season. Ohio's 64-24 loss to Bowling Green last night was their largest deficit of the season and eliminated them from the contention in the MAC East. Falcons quarterback Matt Johnson tore apart Ohio's injury-stricken defense, connecting on 26 of his 35 passes for 365 yards and 4 touchdowns. Moving forward, the Cats have 3 more chances to salvage a winning season and become bowl eligible. The first chance coming next Tuesday at home versus Kent State. One redshirt quarterback continues to impress Ohio State's football coaching staff. Urban Meyer said that Joe Burrow is getting some quality reps in. Joe has been practicing as the number 3 quarterback in practice ahead of redshirt freshman Stephen Collier in preparation for the Buckeyes' upcoming game against Minnesota. And another team looking for some confidence right now to go along with the Ohio football team is, strangely enough, the Ohio volleyball team. Coach WOUB and company were swept by Northern Illinois and Miami the past 2 weeks, and the competition gets even tougher this weekend. A short week brings Kent State to the Convo tonight at 7, a matchup between the first and second place leaders in the MAC East. Tonight's matchup opens a 4-match homestand to close out MAC regular season action. Ohio will welcome Central Michigan to town on Saturday. Mid-American postseason honors poured in for Ohio field hockey today. Nice confidence booster for the team a day before their tournament game. Senior Adele Salmons and sophomore Maria Russell were selected to the All-MAC first team, while Carissa Likely and freshman Kendall Ballard were named to the All-MAC second team. The 4-seeded Bobcats take on the top team in the tournament, Kent State, on Friday at 11:30. One big criticism of Andy Dalton is that he can't win the big games in prime time. He has the opportunity to shine with the spotlight on him tonight as the undefeated Cincinnati Bengals welcome Johnny Manziel and the Browns to town. The Browns thumped Cincinnati 24-3 last year in Cleveland on Thursday Night Football, but that was then and this is now. Cincinnati has met every challenge this season, flashing consistency and poise that the injury-stricken Cleveland Browns team will have a tall task of defending. Straying from Cleveland's slow start and new short-sleeve black jerseys bothered LeBron James so much that he took care of both problems. It was time for the sleeves and LeBron to go off as he scored 23 points to lift the Cavaliers to a 96-86 victory over the New York Knicks. LeBron scored 11 of his points in the fourth quarter as the Cavs outscored Carmelo and the Knicks 26-17. Mo Williams has looked comfortable back in Cleveland this year, scoring 22 points last night as the Cavs won their 4th straight game since their opening night loss. The Los Angeles Kings sit at the top of the Pacific Division standings at 8-4. Columbus, they've had a tougher road after starting the year 0-8, but the future is starting to look better under new head coach John Tortorella. Brendan Saad and Boone Jenner have looked more like themselves the last few games, going 3-2 in their past 5 games. They'll have a chance for a huge statement win tonight as they take on the Kings in LA at 10:30. I'm Nathan Wiseman. That's it for sports. Now back to you.
Thanks, Nathan. Calling all wannabe astronauts, NASA is looking for a few good men and women.
I'm Charlie Bolden. NASA's on a journey to Mars, and we're recruiting the next generation of space pioneers. Think you've got what it takes? We want you to apply for NASA's astronaut program.
NASA went into more detail on Instagram and Twitter with the hashtag #BeAnAstronaut. The agency says it selects qualified astronaut candidates from what it calls a diverse pool of U.S. citizens with a wide variety of backgrounds. Applications will be accepted from December 14th through mid-February. NASA is expected to announce its newest astronaut candidates sometime in 2017. And Ann, throwing it back over to you for weather.
Thanks, Caitlin. We will see again another mild evening tonight. As you head off to the bus tomorrow morning, though, mild and cloudy, a chance for a shower tomorrow early morning, but I think the better chance of rain will come tomorrow early afternoon into the later afternoon hours. But tomorrow, starting off the morning at 66 degrees, we will reach 74 by the mid-afternoon. Again, showers and thunderstorms tomorrow as a cold front passes through our region, so we'll have another mild day, but the exception tomorrow is that we will see rain tomorrow. We will see the chance for an embedded thunderstorm as well. Some gusty winds could be possible tomorrow afternoon. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast, though, as we get through Friday, as that cold front passes through, 74 tomorrow, but then cooler for the weekend, more fall-like, and we will be back to a normal averages temperature-wise for Saturday and Sunday. And then taking a look at the next work week, temperatures back into the middle 50s and upper 50s as you start off your Monday, but pleasant conditions for you next week. Temperatures for the lows will get dipped back down into the 30s, so more fall-like for your forecast for next week. And then the next chance of rain comes Wednesday and Thursday as temperatures rise back up into the lower 60s. Caitlin, back to you.
Thanks, Ann. And that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. I'm Caitlin Marshall. Stay tuned for the PBS NewsHour coming up next. And remember, you can find the latest news anytime online at WOUB.org. Have a great night.
Decided to do a planned gift because I want to ensure that PBS will be around for my grandchildren and hopefully great-grandchildren. I would hope that others, when doing their estate planning, would include their PBS station. My PBS station is part of my community. That's something I really value.